Alright guys, good afternoon. Welcome back down to Carbon Car Systems. We're going to do a review today of the F750 from Thinkware, which is a dash camera, and the new F770, which is an awesome new release that they've brought out 2 months ago around the world, which I thought we'd show you the differences. This camera is awesome. I had it in my car, the F750. It was bulletproof. It was very hot down here in Australia. Had no warranty issues. It worked in cold weather because we get hot and cold here. And this new camera is based around the old design, but is very stylish, much the same. So the F750 actually won an award in 2015 in CES, and this is their new release. I'm going to show you the differences. So let's go have a look. This is the F750. So that's the one I was talking about previously. You had the little adjustable camera, so you can move the angle, and that would mount on your windscreen like that. So there's a little mounting bracket, which is here. So this model is still available. So this is still available from retailers around the world, a little bit cheaper now because they've released a newer model, but for these guys on a budget, it's actually going to save you some money. What they did, they've updated a few little things on this model. They've actually given this black tape now, so previously this was a grey tape, so when it's stuck on your windscreen, it was a little bit ugly. This new model, which is anything they're releasing from now on, is a black tape, same as the new F770 will have the black tape. So this was the design, had the SD card in the top. You could run 16, 32, or 64 gigabytes, okay? And this was the rear of it. So you had your manual record button, turn your microphone on or off. It has built-in Wi-Fi to connect to your phone, so you can look at all the footage from your smartphone. No need to pull the SD card out. In the box, this is the same as the new F770. It would actually come with the SD card, SD card reader for the micro SD, some mounting for the actual cabling, and you would have a USB card reader for those guys that don't have the SD card. And it would come with a power device for the cigarette lighter. Now that is all staying the same on the new model. This is the F770. Now look at this thing. This thing is beautiful. This is the new style of the camera, still adjustable for different pitch on the windscreen so that you can actually get some good footage. It has a different mounting bracket, as you can see here. Very slimline now. That'll push in and slide in and lock on. Again, this is a black tape, 3M high adhesive, never going to come off. SD card goes in the top, and you have the cabling will come out the rear. So this is the actual cabling. So that will run to your rear camera. It's just basically a micro USB, and you'll have your power cabling. Very, very stylish. So if you look at the two sizes next to each other, there's a direct comparison. So sorry, I'll put it around the right way for you. That's how it is. Much, much thinner, okay? The style is good. You don't have this chunky style anymore. Very flat, very cosmetically pleasing. So I'm going to be putting this in my car later. I already have the F750 in there. I'm going to put them next to each other so you can see that. And I'm going to do a different video on the footage differences. Now, feature-wise, this F770 has all the features of the F750. And the main differences is the style, but it also has super night vision. Okay, so this will allow you to see at night a lot better. It's called Super Night Vision, a new release by them. We'll show you some of the footage on our website later so you can see it yourself or Google it. They've got pictures on their website as well. The other difference is it now has a time-lapse mode, so during the night, it will light up and quickly take snapshots and record snippets throughout the night, and it'll piece it together in a time-lapse so you can actually see anything over the night, and that's every so often. So both cameras, full HD, 1080p, 30 frames per second, so very good quality, and the image quality is super. When you're installing these, the cool thing about Thinkware is you don't need an extra power management device. They sell this, which is a hardwire kit. So those of you that want to take advantage of the motion detection at night, so this is the hardwire kit. So you can actually get this. It's designed for both cameras, okay? It's the same hardwire kit that you've always had. So if you have the F750, you want to upgrade to F770, this power kit will plug in. But the rear camera is different, and I'll talk about that in just a second. So this is the hardwire kit, and it will plug into the camera instead of the cigarette lighter one, okay? So you would not use that one because your cigarette lighter is not powered when you turn the car off. So the advantage of a hardwire kit, it will power your car from the ignition, and also constant power from your battery. The cool thing about the camera is it monitors your battery, and it will not let your battery die. So if it's parked overnight, you can set the voltage settings, it lights up and records if there's motion. It does like 30 to 60 second videos or until the motion goes away. And if it's draining too much battery during the night, it will actually switch the camera off so you can still start your car in the morning. So very, very cool. That is the hardwired kit to allow you to wire it. Same for both cameras, all right? Now, this is a thing that we got caught out on when we first got these cameras in. We thought the rear camera was the same as the F750 because it actually will work with the F770, but it is different. The rear camera for the F750 does not have the super night vision. So you want to make sure you get the one that is suited to the F770. They will have it on the box, F770. So be aware of that when you're buying it. Make sure it is to suit the F770. And the other difference is the micro USB, when it comes out the side here, is a right angle pitch. So it needs to be come out and up so it can come out of this hole correctly and mount nice and neat in the vehicle. Whereas the F750 comes straight out and it doesn't allow the cover to go back on. So that is very cool. So on the back here, you have some lighting. We'll show you in the car when we get it in there later. We'll just cut to that in the video. You've got the Wi-Fi if it's on. It does full GPS, so it does speed and location on your recordings. Mute the microphone, so you know if you guys are swearing in the car or arguing with your missus or your girlfriend, you don't have to record it. You can format it on here, manual recording, and the Wi-Fi, turn the Wi-Fi on. So very aesthetically pleasing, bulletproof. We've been fitting these in cars for a couple of months now, haven't had one come back. Really good quality. We're going to show you actually this footage in the car and how it's going to look as well. I'm going to show you that a little bit later. Okay guys, just continuing on with the review of the F750 and the F770. So this is it mounted in the car. We've done these side by side because we will be doing a video comparison when we run those. So as you can see, much the same in terms of the outer shape of it, but the style is much more discreet. So when we finish doing this review, we'll replace this one here and move that one over, and we have it nicely neat conduit running up through the roof lining. But that's what they will look like alongside each other. And I'm quickly going to show you from the outside as well. So I'll just get outside, bring you around to the outside and check it out what they look like. A little bit hard to see with the reflection there. There you go. So that's the style from the outside. So as you can see, the F770 is very much discreet compared. It's a nice style. As mentioned, this was the earlier model F750, sorry. With the grey tape, but they actually made it black now, so it's less noticeable. It has the Night Rider light across here that will light up when it's doing motion detection. This one, we haven't turned the light on. You can actually turn that on and off through the app. So we're going to continue. We'll pair it up on our phones and show you some of the features through the phone, how it records and the settings you can change. But that's what it'll look like installed. We'll show you the back as well. We've installed the back cameras. So we're running two very discreet little cameras, so there you go, you can see it just there, very, very, very small, very discreet. We're running two alongside each other. A bit hard to see from the outside. I'll show you from the inside. Here we go. That's what they look like from the inside. So up through the roof lining again, very easy, very small. We're running, like I said, both alongside each other to give you the footage review. So we'll go to that now. Okay, so here we are. We've installed the F770. We're going to show you the features on the F770, not the F750, because they are the same features. The footage will just be different. What we have, you will go into your settings. This is the first step, and you would turn on, you go to your Wi-Fi, and we need to turn the Thinkware camera on. You can actually see it here. We turned it on just before, but you first step, go up to the camera itself. There is a Wi-Fi button just here.
Wi-Fi enabled.
You'll push that, it'll turn on the Wi-Fi, so it creates its own little Wi-Fi network in the car, and that will allow you to connect to your device, smartphone, tablet, whatever you have, so you can check the footage without constantly pulling the SD card in and out. And it will come up Thinkware, and you'll pair to it. So factory setting is 1 to 9 on the actual passwords, and you can change that password later. And that will pair it to the Wi-Fi of the camera itself. There you go. It's connected. And then you download the app. We've already downloaded it. On here, it is called Dashcam from Thinkware. It'll be on your app stores. This camera is not connected to Wi-Fi. Turning it on.
Connected to a smartphone. Recording stops.
Okay, it's just told us connected to a smartphone. Function restricted. Yep, no recording while driving. That's fine. So when you're in the app, it's not recording. But this is kind of a cool app. You know, it's got a lot of features. It'll break it down into sections for your recording. So continuous is when you're driving. Incident is where it has detected motion or harsh braking or harsh stopping. It will put it into an incident. Okay, this is what I call an incident is something that will not get overridden. Okay, so it'll store that on there until you manually erase it. Parking video is where, you know, it's lit up and recorded when you haven't been in your car, so it's detected motion, records. Incident parking is again where it's detected a bump. Manual recording, which you can do yourself. It'll show you videos that have been downloaded into the app or onto your smartphone. And then you got some settings on the memory card that you can go through yourself. Now, dash camera settings, it has a heap of cool settings. You can set the brightness of the camera, front and rear, wide dynamic range. You can play with those settings. Recording sensitivity. Now, you must turn on motion detection or time lapse on this camera. So motion detection will be whenever it detects movement in front or behind the car, front or rear camera, it will light up and record snippets. So it doesn't record all night long because that would just kill your battery, but it detects the motion. So it goes into a kind of standby mode. Kind of cool. Time lapse will just take small shots throughout the night. It'll just consistently do that and give you an overview of the whole night. So we're going to select parking mode on this one because I kind of like that feature. Sensitivity, so you can adjust the sensitivity. If you're recording too much at night, turn the sensitivity down because you don't need to be recording the trees across the street. You need to be recording around your car only. Motion sensitivity, same story. That you basically play those settings so you get some nice cool recordings rather than this wasted recording all night, which you don't need. So that's the reason you can get away running a smaller 16 gigabyte card, but if you want, it goes up to 64 gigabyte card for a lot longer footage. Now, super night vision on and off. I don't know why you would turn that off. You know, you want a clearer picture. Has an off timer if you like, but if you hardwire the camera, you've got the voltage settings, and this camera will work on 12 or 24 volt, and this will tell you where it will shut off the camera and won't use the motion detection mode. Important because if you're recording too much, like it was overly sensitive, it will not kill your battery, it'll cut the camera off, which is important because you want to be able to start your car the next day. So kind of cool. Some other features it has: smart camera alert system, safety camera. So this is red light and speed cameras in Australia. It is updated every quarter, free updates off their website. It'll tell you where those, it'll alert you when there's speed cameras and warnings, and even the mobile speed cameras, which is kind of cool. Set your vehicle type. This camera also has lane departure warning, which will tell you over a certain speed. So here you have the speed. I'm going to set it high. When you're going over 100 Ks, for example, like we just set, when you go over the 100 Ks and you start to deviate from your lane, and you can set the sensitivity here, it'll give you a warning that you're deviating. So that's for if you're falling asleep on long trips, basically. And forward collision warning system. So that's basically if you're coming into another car too quickly, it'll alert you just in case as well. You can turn those features on and off. They can be a little bit annoying in the prompts, but entirely up to you. Volume, so you can turn off all the talking from the camera. I'm going to leave it on a little bit because we're going to give you, a bit of demo there. Daylight savings, they're just time zone. Speed units, you don't have to stamp the speed on here, so you can turn that off if you don't want your speed recorded, but if you want something to stand up in court saying you weren't speeding, chances are if you have it stamp dated, it'll be probably the best way to go. Now, this is a live recording of the camera, so there it is there, and you can actually set up the camera. You have to align this green part with the front of the hood and also keep the camera in the center. That is important during setup because it is for the lane departure warning. And now I'll just quickly move this camera a little bit and you'll be able to see. So we'll move that up. There you go, on the edge of the hood. And you saw my hand there, so you saw there's a little bit of delay in the Wi-Fi. Oops, sorry. But that just is just Wi-Fi, so it's actually not recording. You flip this to the back and see the rear camera as well. And you can adjust the rear camera footage. So we have two cameras in the back, so this one's a little bit over on the right because we're going to show you the difference between the F750 and the F770 in some footage. But down the bottom, kilometers per hour, voltage of the car, date stamp, and time. So a very comprehensive camera. This footage here is a little bit pixelated because it is streaming live. When it records, it is full HD, 30 frames per second. It is a 2.2 megapixel camera. It has great night vision, really clear, but that's just your standard setup. Microphone on there. But there you go. So that's some of the settings. I'll show you how it records the files as well. Give you a quick look at, we got no parking mode because we've only just installed it. Should have some continuous footage maybe. There you go. In the footage, kind of breaks it down into a time and date stamp, front camera, rear camera. Okay, so you can actually touch them and see any recordings that have happened.
Wi-Fi enabled.
There you go, it's recording.
It'll turn on the Wi-Fi.
It's recording us talking, but there you go. You can actually download those and save them and share them. So that will be how it breaks it down. Memory card settings is just formatting and type of partitioning, so you don't need to worry about that. Oh, this is a cool feature of this camera. It has a dual save mode, and what that means is it has an internal memory as well as the SD card. And what that will mean is in the event of an incident, so when it has detected that shock, because it has a gyro, a G sensor in it, when it detects shock, it will record on the SD card as well as an internal memory in case the corruption of the SD card, because really the SD card's your point of flaw. Okay, and it'll allow you to format the card, and you can even hold down the format button on the actual unit, and that will record or delete everything on the camera. So for those of you that want to clear everything off, we're not going to show you that, but you can actually do that. That's no problems as well. So very cool app, very basic, but straightforward to use, which is all you need. And definitely a cool camera, but they keep updating this thing, so it's really awesome. But we're going to show you some footage now, and then we're going to round this up for you. Okay guys, so that's the difference between the F750 and the F770. They have a ton of features, like we showed you through that review, but definitely the best dash cameras we have used. We've used some rubbish ones out there. I mean, we used to use the Blackview ones, but we found when it hit summer, they all overheated, and we sent back so many of those things. This, we've been running the F750 for over 12 months, and I think we've had one come back out of about 200. So it has been a bulletproof camera in the heat, in the cold. Reliability, when you're paying for a quality camera, you do not want it to crap itself when you have an accident, or miss any frames or miss that number plate. So reliability, style, easy to use, as you saw in the app when we're showing you that. Great to use. The footage as well. So we'll show you a comparison of the F750 and the F770, especially at night. You'll see a difference when we had those alongside each other, but hopefully that's been helpful. Same hardwire harness. So for any of you guys upgrading from any other Thinkware, that can be moved over, so you don't have to buy that part again. It's not an expensive part, but saves you a little bit of money and easier install. So if you like this, follow us on YouTube, Carbon Car Systems, and Facebook. We have a ton of other videos. We actually show you how to install this on a Toyota 86 and Subaru BRZ, just because we have one, we show it and help you guys install it yourself. But go check out those videos and follow us on Facebook if you want anything else. Put in requests if you want any other videos. Cheers, guys.